Welcome to the reservation and the start of the 2014 football season. I'm Charlie Jellin alongside Bob West, the sports editor emeritus of the Port Arthur News, and I can't think of a better game to kick off the 20th anniversary of the Friday Night Experience, sponsored by the Port Arthur News.
Hard to believe it's been 20 years, Charlie. Time flies when you're having fun, and you're right. This is a great place for us to be for the season opener, not only because we got two really good teams, but on a bad weather night, there's not a better stadium to be at here than the one at Port Neches with the facilities and the field. I think we'll have the best possible game that we can have with the playing surface here at the reservation.
Got a 6A team coming in here, the Clear Lake Falcons, and they're looking to get back into the playoffs after a few years out, but Port Neches Groves Indians are looking to drive far into the playoffs from their district.
Really high expectations here at PNG. They were in the playoffs last year, went out in the bi-district round, got a lot of players back. They're going to be really good offensively, really fun to watch. If their defense can get up to where from average to good, then they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. I think they got a good shot at winning this district and making a move. And as far as Clear Lake, you're right, they're a good 6A team. They just missed the playoffs last year. They got 7 offensive and 8 defensive starters back. They got 3 guys that have already signed Division I scholarships. So this will be a good test both ways.
We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur, or another university? Let's see. Lamar Port Arthur courses transfer anywhere in Texas or the country for that matter. Coursework is the same as anywhere else, and great savings each semester. And it's close to my home and my job. So why am I still thinking about this? I choose Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur. Change your future. Start here today.
I heard y'all were making flipping loans?
That's right. 5 Points Awesome Loans have everybody flipping out.
I'm ready for my loan now. Watch this.
Wow. I haven't even told you we'll pay off 1% of your loan balance.
Get a new loan or flip an existing loan to 5 Point, and we'll pay off 1% of your new loan balance. 5 Point Credit Union. Money for loans right here at home.
Woohoo! I'm so flipping happy. Watch this.
No, not necessary. Yeah.
Have you been thinking about diversifying with gold but don't know how? Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. As an award-winning nationwide dealer, we help clients get the answers they need to discover the beauty, security, and strength of gold in their portfolio.
Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. That's 866-822-4843.
I discovered Lamar University.
Close to home.
A place of my own.
With all the amenities.
Opportunities.
Engineering.
World-class science.
Professors who know my name.
That's what you get with a doctoral research university.
Hands-on research. Or study abroad.
And it starts right here. Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Heart attacks affect men and women equally, and when they strike, denial can be a killer. If you're experiencing pressure, tightness, or an aching sensation in your chest or arms, then you may be having a heart attack. If so, time is of the essence. Do not attempt to drive yourself to the hospital. Call 911 for a professional EMS. They'll get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your accredited chest pain center.
I'm registered for college.
Me too, and for the same classes, and I'm saving $2,000 a semester at Lamar Port Arthur. Then I graduate and transfer if I want.
Really? You can do that?
You bet. What are you paying for your education?
Quality instruction, great savings, and courses transfer. It's the Texas Common Course Law. Don't wait any longer to begin your education while saving.
I chose Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Cars are as unique as the people who purchase them. And when picking one, every detail counts, right down to the stitching on the seats. So why should picking a car loan be any different? Whether it's a low rate or a low payment you're looking for, at Do Good we customize loans to fit your needs. And we'll make sure your lending experience is everything you want it to be. easy, convenient, and hassle-free. At Do Good, you'll love your car loan as much as you love your car.
Great hunt today, Dad.
Thanks, son. For more than 15 years, I've helped clients nationwide make solid decisions about investing in gold so they can enjoy what's most important.
Discover the best options for you and your family by calling 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. 866-UCB-GUIDE, 866-822-4843.
Now is the time to learn about gold, so you have time to enjoy what's most important.
I discovered Lamar University.
I looked at all types of schools.
Big ones, small ones,
Ivy League and private.
Then I found Lamar.
Bistro-style dining.
Private veterans.
Close to home, 15 NCAA Division I sports.
World-class professors.
Who actually know my name.
Undergraduate, master's,
and doctoral degrees.
Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
When you think you may be having a stroke, remember to act fast. If you experience facial droop, if your arms are weak and your speech is off, then time is of the essence. A lack of blood flow to the brain can cause loss of functions that may never be recovered. Don't let it get that far. Call 911 immediately. A professional EMS will get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your certified primary stroke center.
You know, diversification is important and means more than owning different stocks. Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. I've been helping clients nationwide for 15 years diversify with gold. And I want to send you a free copy of our award-winning gold guide to help you choose the best gold options for you.
Get the answers you need about gold. Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE. That's 866-822-4843.
Well, Bob, the UIL kind of threw us a little bit of a loop this year by adding an extra A to all the classifications. I mean, when I look at a PNG and I see 22-5A on there, I wonder what happened. Or is Thomas Jefferson back in town now?
I haven't gone by there lately to see, but yeah, it's just cosmetic, really. Nothing much has changed except at the very lower rungs. You know, 5A became 6A, 4A became 5A. Not a whole lot different other than that. We've got a matchup of 6A and 5A tonight, and you know, I guess we always come on and say it's going to be a good one, but this really should be a good one, Charlie.
Point to make, fans, when you watch the telecast here, Clear Lake, there's a tremendous storm that occurred between the Houston area and the Port Neches Groves area. So Clear Lake's band, their drill team, and their cheerleaders did not make the trip. They left a little bit later than the team, and from what we understand, they kind of got caught in the storm. So they went on ahead and went back home. But the Clear Lake Falcons are here. Head coach Sam Smith is in his fourth year there. Went 6-4 last year, 3-3 in that tough district 24 or 5A last year, 6A this year. They are really looking to get back into the playoffs. And if you see the field kind of tilting toward the Falcons, there are a lot of big guys on that side.
Yeah, including one, from the way I read it, a 6'3", 250-pound wide receiver. I thought tight end when I saw Jordan Davis, but they're listing him as a wide receiver. Caught 39 passes for 558 yards and did it so well last year that he is committed to Texas A&M. And watching their receivers last night, may be hard to find playing time.
Jordan Davis, number 19 for the Clear Lake Falcons, senior wide receiver. Really, that's the difference between the 6A and the 5A. You look over at the Clear Lake Falcons, there are seniors all over the place. And there are Nathan Fox, the reigning district defensive most valuable player, is back playing linebacker for Clear Lake. He's already committed to a D1 school himself.
Northwestern. Yeah, and no, they didn't make the playoffs last year. They were 3-3 in district, 6-4 overall, but 15 out of 22 starters are back, 7 on offense, 8 on defense. So this is a veteran team, and going to be a real challenge for PNG tonight. The expectations very high here on the reservation. PNG, a playoff team last year, 7-4. We think they're going to be very good offensively. Any question surrounding them is, you know, how well they can stop the other team from moving the ball and scoring points. But this could really wind up being a special season here on the reservation.
And when you talk about accenting your defense, you got to admit Brandon Faircloth made a very bold move, taking an all-district quarterback who had led, you know, thrown touchdowns all over the place as a junior. And where does he put him as a senior?
Defensive back. It is a bold move, Charlie. That's almost unprecedented. He threw for 2,128 yards and 16 touchdowns. The only way you can do that is to feel you have another really good quarterback on your team, and they do feel that way about Adam Morse.
Kyle Walker shifting to the defensive back stat leaves the junior Adam Morse as the quarterback, and Morse had a few back spasms in one of the earlier scrimmages, but Brandon Faircloth is looking for him to light up the scoreboard this season as the Falcons are getting ready to kick off. They're in the white uniforms on the left-hand side of your screen, working left to right into a kind of a misty rain coming down here at the reservation.
Just misty enough to make it tough to see out of the press box.
Avery Murdoch, it looks like, is deep for the Indians, standing at about the 5-yard line. Here's the opening kick. 2014 season is on. Murdoch watches it go out of bounds at the 2-yard line. That'll give a lot of options to the offense as far as that penalty goes.
It's going to mean really good starting field position, I think. Well, they're going to have him kick it again, looks like.
Back 5 to the 35-yard line now, and that's where he'll kick it also. Everybody takes a few steps forward.
Tells you Brandon Faircloth likes his return, his kickoff return team, and wants to give them a shot.
Murdoch, the deep receiver, is also a starting defensive back for the Indians.
Saw a lot of him last year. Good player.
One of the famous Murdoch clan. I think there's been a Murdoch in every graduating class for the last 20 years at PNG. And the second kick's going the other direction, caught at the 6-yard line. Indians have got a little bit of a wedge set up. He's going to get to the 26-yard line, and that's where they'll put it in play. 1st and 10. Cody Cropper with that return, and the Indians started off.
So we'll see what Adam Morse can do with the first possession here of the 2014 season. Got a terrific tailback in Brant Halfin. Got an established receiver in Jordan Sparks.
Set up in a little bit of an offset formation there. Pistol formation, handoff to Halfin. He works over right guard for maybe a half yard.
Nothing doing at all there for Brant Halfin, thanks to Casey Hall, the outside linebacker.
Now just a quick little screen pass over to the right-hand side, and I tell you, Caleb Sparks better hold on to that ball, as misty as it is out there. Gets it across the 30 to the 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 yards to go.
Another good defensive play. Raheem Joseph up quickly to make the stop.
Halfin to the left, halfback position of Morse. Morse rolls over to his left and throws it to Sparks, who catches it and steps out of bounds for the 1st down. The Indians get the first down of the 2014 season.
So you got to convert 3rd downs to keep drives alive. PNG does it the first time they're challenged with it.
1st and 10, back to the pistol. We got that little spy back right there on the left-hand side that Morse can use. Fakes the handoff. There's that little screen pass out to Caleb Sparks. He's got some room on that side. Gains 9 yards before he's taken out of bounds by the Falcons.
And statistically, and I don't know if we'll get another look at that play or not, that might be a run. Looked to me like it was a backward pass.
Your eyes are better than mine, Bob.
Well, I just happen to be looking at the monitor instead of that. I gave up on trying to look through the window.
Motion across. Sparks comes over, and they hand it out to Halfin up the middle. That little cross action trying to move one of the linebackers out of the way, but did not work. And a bunch of Falcons all over Halfin that time.
And you're right, there is a lot of beef down there for Clear Lake, especially up front.
They run a 34 defense. You can see those 3 big down linemen there. Moving the linebackers all over the place. A 3-4-4 basically is what it is. Morse drops back, looks for the crossing pattern over the hands.
A little high.
Of number 13, Jack Giblin, who's a pretty large target himself.
And comes from a pretty good line of football players. And the first Giblin I'm aware of is Robert Giblin, who went on to play in the NFL with the New York Giants and St. Louis Cardinals. So is this another third down? I believe it is.
I believe it is third down. Runs a little crossing pattern. Sparks holds on to the ball, gets back up, but in his spinning does not get the first down. He's going to be held just short. Gets into a little bit deeper into Falcon territory down to the 37.
Knowing Brandon
and they're coming up quick,
yeah,
and it's a quarterback sneak. He's trying to push it forward. Gets to the 35. Looks like an Indian first down.
No surprise there to me that Brandon Faircloth went.
Quick snap, quarterback sneak. Against the 34, you got bubbles on either side there of the guards. Just find one and get the yardage. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. They fake to Halfin, get the end around to Sparks. Steps away from the linebacker, and the other linebacker gets him.
That's well defended. Good misdirection play. When I saw it unfolding, thought it would maybe develop into a big play, but Clear Lake did a good job staying home. There was a missed. Okay, we're not going to see it. Thought we were going to.
Indians are playing way too quick. We can't do it. Same formation now. 3 receivers wide to the right. Kind of a pistol formation there behind Morris. He looks deep. He's got pressure. He's going to get sacked.
Tried to get away, but couldn't from big number 50 there, and that is Raheem Joseph, who has been in on a couple of other plays. Very active linebacker. 3rd and 11 for the Indians. They're in plus field position. This might be 4-down territory depending on what they can get on this play.
Morris and Halfin again in the backfield. Halfin set up at right halfback. 2 receivers to either side. Morse looks down the middle. Howes thrown behind Sparks. He had it open on the slant.
Sparks was there. You're right. Just a shade behind him. 4th and 11. Will they go?
I tell you what, he was wide open. Those the safeties were split. If he had caught that in stride, it was 6. And they are going for it. Morse stays in.
Like the decision has been made. Threw the towel out to Morse, let him get his hands dry. Not a hard rain, but enough to keep things wet.
Looks like they're in quick kick formation here. And that's what they've got.
Right.
Morse just pumps it down there. It's going to be caught in the air by number 11, Niels Cosmo of Clear Lake, and he returns it to the 28-yard line where the Falcons will put it in play 1st and 10.
Well, Clear Lake was ready for that. They that's something I doubt PNG showed that in the scrimmage, so Clear Lake must have picked that up from seeing some tape last year of PNG. That's something they like to do.
Falcons come out in their offense. Their quarterback is a sophomore, number 5, Will Smith. He has deuces to either side, halfback to his left, and he hands it off to number 25, Deshaun Francis. And that senior running back gets the first down, and the pile continues to move to the 44-yard line of the Falcons.
Just straight ahead power, running behind a big offensive line.
Both teams using the hurry up. No time to show the replays here. Smith hands it off to number 25, Francis. Working off of left tackle, looks like he gains about 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2, crossing into Indian territory. Empty backfield now. No, here comes in a running back from the sideline. It's on the right halfback. That's Nicholas McGee coming in. Smith throws a little out pattern to his tight end. It's good for the 1st down into Indian territory at the 43-yard line.
And McGee, the back who came in, was their leading rusher last year. Rushed for over 1,200 yards, averaged 6.8 per carry. He's still in the game. I look for him to get the ball on this snap. Right there.
And there he is. Right up the middle. Shows a great burst of speed and a lot of power getting across the 30-yard line. 1st down for the Falcons.
Very impressive running game, strong. Watch their line surge. They really come off the ball well.
I tell you what, they are running very fast here.
That's Jordan Davis, the A&M commit, catching that ball. Another 1st down for Clear Lake.
Ball spotted at the 15-yard line.
I don't believe Davis weighs 250 pounds. I don't think that's right. Good-looking athlete, but I don't believe he goes 250.
Motion across, and they do the little pitch to the motion back. He's got a little picket fence out there. He follows it well. Tackled, slung down. Ball comes loose. Recovered by Clear Lake.
McGee came up with the football.
Got to the 9-yard line, though. That's 6 yards on the sweep.
Well, they're tearing it out in big
motion
chunks.
Across, and they do the little pitch to the motion back.
Receiver.
He's got a little picket fence out there. He follows it well. Tackled,
Clearly,
slung down. Ball comes
loose. He was in bounds when he fumbled. McGee, and they got him that time.
Quick handoff. McGee, though, a great play by the defensive line there, made him stumble right at the line of scrimmage.
Austin Mayfield leading the surge there for PNG, and they needed some kind of stop. Clear Lake really had them on the run.
Loss of 1. It's 3rd and 5. Smith's doing a diamond signal there, bringing everybody in. He's got his 3 running backs behind him, and look at that. That's the full house backfield.
Kind of a pistol setup, isn't it? Or a pistol with, I don't know. It's a, no.
Now they've gone over. It's basically a power eye now, and he rolls out. He's
wide
open. He's going to make it in. Touchdown.
Oh, very, very impressive drive capped off by the quarterback, sophomore quarterback Will Smith. And so he's the one guy that's not experienced on this team.
Now they've gone over. It's basically a power eye now, and he rolls out. He's wide open.
Receiver,
he's going to make it in. Touchdown.
Oh, that's very impressive for Clear Lake. They really got the Indians' attention here.
Falcons line up for the point after. First points of the year at the reservation are put on the board by the Falcons, 7-0 with 7:10 left in the first quarter. You are watching the Clear Lake Falcons take on the Port Neches Groves Indians at the reservation.
Clear Lake goes 71 yards in 8 plays, Charlie. Just, well, you couldn't draw up a better opening drive in a season than that one was. They ran the ball. They had a couple of big completions. Just a very, very impressive drive. And as we said at the top of the show, the question for PNG, and it has been here for a while, is defense. Can they stop the other team? And they couldn't on that drive. We're sure they'll make some adjustments now that they've seen what Clear Lake wants to do. See, looking at the visiting side of the stadium, and as Charlie said, a lot of bad weather between the Houston area and the Golden Triangle. And I'm sure it kept a lot of Clear Lake fans at home, kept their cheerleaders, pep squad, band. None of those folks are here to watch their team in the season opener.
Avery Murdoch again drops back for the Indians. First kickoff went out of bounds. Second kickoff almost made it into the end zone. Returned out by the Indians to about their 25-yard line. And they were able to move the ball with several third down conversions. A couple of drop passes, though, cost them. Kick's going to be taken by Murdoch. Fumbled at the 5. He's going to pick it up at the 6. There's a little bit of a gap there if he can hit it, and he does.
Got some room. Got some
Murdoch
room. He's gone.
Got the kicker to beat. Cuts back on him and is taken down at the 34-yard line. He had that little hesitation there. He didn't plan it, but he took advantage of it.
Looked like, yeah, that. And how often do you see that when a guy fumbles a kickoff and I don't know, the guys get out of their lane, start watching instead of getting.
Kick's going to be taken by Murdoch. Fumbled at the 5. He's going to pick it up at the 6. There's a little bit of a gap there. He can hit it, and he does. Murdoch got the kicker to beat. Cuts back on him and is taken down at the 34-yard line. He had that little hesitation there.
Credit
He
to
didn't
number
plan
10,
it.
Scott Marshall, for a touchdown-saving tackle for Clear Lake.
Morse drops back, looks down. He gets hit just as he throws it. And that's number 10, Sparks. Caleb Sparks, the senior wide receiver, takes it down to the 11-yard line. Morse was hit just as he threw the ball, but that slant has been open all night.
Just hit the slant in the crease. And can you spell shootout, Charlie? Could we be on the way to a little bit of a shootout here in the season opener?
First down and 10. 12-yard line of the Falcons. Pistol formation. Morse hands off, fakes the handoff to Halfin. Perfect lead to Sparks. Can he get it in? He hits the flag. Stepped out of bounds at the 2.
Well, you got a good block at the point of attack here. Let's see who got the block. May have been Giblin.
It looked like it was Giblin. The lead on this pass is beautiful. Watch out, it's right out in front of him.
There's the block. Giblin did clear it out.
Down at the 2-yard line. Morse follows Halfin, dives in. Does he cross? Referees are looking at the knees. They've got it down at the 1/2-yard line.
Wow, thought he had it. They'll line up and go quick here. Morse probably just go straight in with a quarterback sneak.
Moving the pile forward, and that's what the refs are trying to get.
Is there a flag?
There is a flag on the near sideline, and the Falcons are pointing against the offense. May not have had everybody set when they did that quick snap, but the referees will figure it out. They're looking back against PNG's way, and that's the way it's going to be marked. Offsides against the defense. Okay. Never assume, Bob. I'm showing up every year, aren't I? The referees, I try and guess, and I'm wrong every time.
How do we write the length of that penalty down? Charlie, they were less than a foot away. Now it looks like they're about 3 or 4 inches away.
We may have to go metric.
I guess you had to round it up and call it a 1-yard penalty, but look how close that ball is to the end zone.
I'm sure Fahrenheit and centigrade are involved in it somewhere. Morse in the shotgun, Sparks in motion. He fakes it to Sparks and walks across for the touchdown.
Did not take the Indians long to answer, of course, thanks to the big kickoff return.
That one was definitely set up by Murdoch as he took it 70 yards on the kickoff return. Took it in from the 34-yard line, I believe, the 1-yard kick or 1-yard run in by Adam Morse. And the swinging gate, always set up by Port Neches Groves. They'll be more than happy to take a 2-point conversion if you don't set up your defense to stop them.
Just something else the other team always has to prepare for when playing Port Neches Groves.
Point after attempt coming off the foot of Brant Dykes. Kick is good and high. Dykes has a very strong leg. We are tied at 7. 6:19 left in the first quarter. No timeouts by either side yet. A little bit of rain, but I think that's just making the track nice and slick to run on.
And thanks to the Murdoch kickoff return, they only had to go 35 yards. They did it in 4 plays. We got a 7-7 tie, and all indications of an offensive game, a really high-scoring shootout. That could change, of course. There you see the ominous skies here in southeast Texas.
Yeah, it just started, the clouds really started coming in here about 4 and 5 o'clock. We've been watching the rain off of the Gulf the last few days, and it's been muggy, but the rain had missed this particular area of southeast Texas right by the Neches River.
Well, the weather guys were saying last night they thought that the rain might come in late, like near the end of the games, but got here a little early.
Falcons set up for a middle return, got all 5 of their linemen in between the hash marks just in case there's some type of onside. As long as the Indians are set up tight, the defense is going to set up tight as well. Now everybody's spreading out a little bit. 2 receivers on the hash marks down at the 5-yard line. A pooch kick, and you see those a lot here, taken at the 29-yard line by Tripp Arnold, senior wide receiver of the Falcons. And it's really strange, but here in this area of southeast Texas, a lot of teams will just go ahead and angle that pooch kick to cut down on any type of return. They'd rather turn the ball over and let their offense, or defense rather, take advantage of that. Clear Lake starts off with their own 33-yard line. Will Smith still the quarterback, the sophomore. Deep handoff this town, and there, I tell you what, a great little stunt move inside by Michael Hughes, the starting linebacker. One of the Indian studs took him down for a 3-yard loss.
Watch this. Hughes going to come from the top of the screen, beats his block. Back is slipping, and then Hughes got a hand on him, got him down. So 2nd and long. This is the first time Clear Lake's not been in a favorable situation.
Empty backfield, and they throw a quick little screen over to number 42, Chandler Murphy, who loses his, or somebody lost either a shoe or a hand pad, but ended up being about a 9-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 now for the Falcons. Shotgun, 2 halfbacks with Smith. High snap, hands off goes to Deshaun Francis.
Not going to get it, I don't believe.
Goes into the pile, and he's still trying to move it forward, but it's going to be short, a yard short. 4th and 1.
So, will they gamble here early in this football game, in a game that looks like it's going to be an offensive game? That's a long yard. That's more than a yard. They're giving every indication they're going, but you got to wonder if they're not trying to draw PNG off sides here. No, they're going. That's a big gamble,
wow.
And that blows up on them.
Fantastic play by Peyton Schultz, who comes in and makes the tackle for a 4-yard loss on 4th down.
Tremendous play by Schultz. Just beat everything up the middle.
That the play from an offensive standpoint was a little discombobulated.
Really
I don't know what they
was.
were trying to do there, just a little dive handoff. PNG takes over.
A little surprising to see them going from that deep in their own territory. I don't know whether that's showing respect for PNG's offense, not wanting them to have the ball, or a lot of confidence in their own offense, but it cost some great field position.
Morris hands off to Halfin. He puts down his shoulder and gets to the 35-yard line for a 2-yard gain. It's not much for the senior Brant right now. Brant Halfin, all-district running back for the Indians last year.
Yeah, big year for Brant Halfin. 1,326 yards, 26 touchdowns.
Halfin at left halfback now. Oh,
have a motion penalty on the right tackle.
Right tackle jumped just a little bit. Too much anticipation, so 5-yard penalty will take it back to the 40-yard line. First quarter, and even here in the rain, it's been a track meet, 7-7. Both teams moving it well between the 20s. Clear Lake trying a 4th down play that PNG was able to stuff for a loss. Morris hits that slant again. Oh, just off the hands of the sophomore, Kennell McZeal.
Yep, McZeal knows he should have had that one. Of course, the ball could be a little wet.
That would have been right at the 1st down marker, if not more, because McZeal scored a lot of touchdowns last year as a freshman playing on the junior varsity. A nice big target. He'd want that one back, I'm sure. 3rd down, 13 to go. Morse again sets up Throws over. It is caught this time by number 13, Jack Giblin. Good hands there.
Had excellent protection. Morse had time to scan the field, look around. Found Giblin, got it right on target. Perfect throw.
Almost like that was the third check down, wasn't it?
Yep.
Two in the middle, and then this was the safety valve. 4th down and 3. And there's an audible coming in from the sideline. Morse makes sure everybody knows what to do. A little bit of gamesmanship there. Morse throws the quick slant over to McZeal. He's going to be tackled. He's got the first down, though, at the 26-yard line. Got it by a yard. Showing some confidence in the young receiver after he dropped the ball. They go to him. Looked like this was to him all the way. Go to him on 4th down, get a first down. This got to do some checking. The McZeal name has been a pretty good one in Southeast Texas football circles, and got to find out if he's tied into that. Brian McZeal, a longtime player in Port Arthur, Austin history back in the mid-1980s for Richard Marler. You're right, there aren't too many McZeals in this area. Morse, just off the hands again, a little bit of a high pass to McZeal again at the 10-yard line, but that little slant pattern's been open all night. It's just a matter of getting it in his hands. And you can tell, and McZeal may be a sophomore, but you can tell they really they think a lot of him. They're targeting him. Indians send 3 wide receivers to the right-hand side. McZeal alone on the left. Morse fakes a handoff to Halfin, sets up in the pocket. Guy open. Touchdown to Jack Giblin. Jack Giblin. That was a beautiful play. Look at the time, though, Charlie. The offensive line just doing a great job of. Look at how clean the pocket is. Morse steps up, finds Giblin, puts it on the target. And the Indians have taken their first lead of the 2014 season. That was an impressive drive, and I tell you what, Morse, if he can get his hand used to that slightly wet football, may put up some A&M style numbers tonight. Well, for anybody that has questions about the move Brandon Faircloth made away from Kai Walker to Morse, Morse is trying to erase any of that tonight. Morse now 9 of 13 for 105 yards. We still have 3:42 left in the first quarter. So yes, he's putting up some A&M type numbers. That's a good way to start. And I tell you that you get the people here at the reservation behind you, get them fired up and vocal. It's amazing what type of magic can happen. This is I use the word magical. This is a scary place to come in as an offensive coach or as a defensive coach to try and take on the Indians with all the mystique that they have here. You know, no one's talking to them about their nickname. They actually have permission from the Cherokee Nation to do all the things that they do, because the Cherokee Nation understands the respect that Port Neches Groves has for the Indian mascot, the Indian spirit mascot that they've had for many years. Well, the folks here are hungry. You know, they've had some success under Brandon Faircloth, no question, done a good job here. But they're hungry for a deep playoff run, and this could be the year that it happens. Like we said earlier, they're going to be really good offensively. We've seen that already. And, you know, gave up a touchdown drive to open the game, but got to stop the next time. So we'll see. But I think this could be a special year for PNG. Brant Dykes kicking off again, another pooch kick. Fair catch taken at the 29-yard line as Trip Arnold is getting to be a pretty good regular right there at the 29. Referees mark it just inside that 30-yard line. 3:43 left in the first quarter. 14-7. Clear Lake came out looking like gangbusters on their first possession. Then on their second possession, Port Neches Grove stopped them on 4th down, a 4-yard sack by Schultz. And then Port Neches Groves took it in, capped off by, I believe, a 25-yard pass from Morse to Giblin. A lot of misdirection there by Clear Lake, but Port Neches Groves is able to read it out. Nicholas McGee, the senior running back, ends up losing about 3 yards on the play.
Michael Hughes right there, almost got him, then comes back and helps out on the tackle. Hughes has been getting penetration regularly.
Slip screen this time, number 42, Chandler Murphy. Murphy gets it back to close to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 11 yards to go for the Falcons as the Indian defense putting some pressure now on Clear Lake.
Michael Hughes there again. He's been all over the field tonight. They're really stepping up the pressure and making Clear Lake, making them uncomfortable with the quick penetration they're getting.
Smith rolls to his left, looking for somebody to throw to, but he has it strung out and loses 4 more yards. So Port Neches Groves is going to get the ball again here in the first quarter.
Christian Langston on the stop there, and see a little bit of a rainbow there, Charlie. Look at that.
And I think it's right over Port Neches Groves High School right now. That's where the pot of gold would be.
Well, I tell you what, they made some kind of defensive adjustment after that first possession and have just totally shut down Clear Lake on their last 2 possessions of the football.
Spread punt formation. You don't see that this much here in Southeast Texas. A very short punt. PNG's blockers better watch and get away from that. It's got a little bit of a Clear Lake bounce down to the 43-yard line, and that's where the Indians will take over with an even 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. 14-7 Indians.
Well, I'd say the pressure clearly on the Clear Lake defense right now. They've given up back-to-back touchdown drives. They were short fields both times, once after a long kickoff return by Avery Murdoch and once after a failed 4th down attempt. So this would be the outside after the first possession. This would be the first time that PNG's taken over in its own territory.
Unbalanced line. Halfin tries to go up the middle. He does get a couple of yards there.
And they have been able, Clear Lake has done a good job of stopping Halfin, but they have not been able to deal with the passing game.
Yeah, they're very conscious of that pounding that the Indians can do. Of course, they put a lot of beef up on the defensive front themselves. Morse throws it over to McZeal. He breaks free, steps out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
And again, I think McZeal was the only receiver under consideration. You can see Morse looking at him all the way. Breaks loose. Gets it up near the first down mark.
I tell you, though, you saw all those white shirts in the frame. That means somebody on the other side's got single coverage, as it looks like they're doubling McZeal right now. Outside linebackers are very conscious of where he is. Halfin tries to get the first down, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and
don't believe he got there.
Did not make it. It's going to be 4th down and short now.
They're really prepared to stop the run. So Brandon Faircloth, will he go on 4th down and about 2 out near midfield? I think he is.
Lining up in the pooch kick formation. Of course, you have to respect that defensively. This time he puts a little bit more in it, and there's nobody back there for the Falcons. And the Indian receivers just let it roll down at the 6-yard line. So a nice defensive punt there.
I like what they do with that short punt formation, because you have the option to, for the quarterback to run the ball, and if not, he can punt the ball, and oftentimes there'll be nobody back there to return. So it's good strategy. They've done very well with it here.
A lot of umbrellas out there. A little bit of rain coming down. Again, just enough to make it misty. Clear Lake at their own 6-yard line. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Tailback gets out to close to the 10-yard line and
did the ball
bounces
get loose?
It outside. I don't know if
No, I guess
that's the same guy, number 25, Deshaun Francis.
Okay,
he just never went down.
That's going to get us to the end of the first quarter. I believe it is the end of the first quarter.
That should be it right there.
And a good start to the season, 14-7, a lot of action. Are we going to keep it here, Charlie?
Yeah, we're going to keep it here. And one of the things that's really special about this 20th anniversary is the upcoming Mid-County Madness game played between the Port Neches Groves Indians and the Nederland Bulldogs. And there's something special that the Port Arthur News is doing this year to honor the late Coach Bum Phillips.
Yeah, we're so proud of this Bum Phillips trophy. Great idea. There it is. We're going to get a good look at it. This is going to go now annually to the winner of the Nederland PNG football game. They're going to play for the 91st time this year. And when they play, it would have been Bum Phillips' 91st birthday. There you get a good look at him when he was on the sideline in Pittsburgh when he was coaching. Bum Phillips, Coach Cowboy Christian. Mid-County Madness, the Bum Phillips. We are so proud of this trophy at the Port Arthur News, and lots of folks are excited about it. We've kind of had a trophy tour going around to different places. It's at the Port Neches Market Basket this week. A lot of folks taking pictures with it.
That's a beautiful looking trophy. Oh, and I tell you what, the Clear Lake Falcons hear the footsteps right now. That pass to Jordan Davis from Will Smith. Davis knew he was going to get hit and dropped the ball.
You're right. Hearing footsteps was the proper term, and he did not hang on to the football. And all of a sudden, PNG's defense is kind of taking control of this game.
3rd down and 8 to go for the Falcons from their own 9-yard line. Smith again. This time he looks down. He's hit. He's hit at the 1-yard line.
That ought to be grounding. He tried to sling it out of there. That ought to be grounding from the end zone.
See what the referees are looking at. They're trying to figure it out and see where it is. The PNG coaches are yelling, it's got to be grounding.
Sure hope we can get another look at that. I mean, he was in the grasp of tacklers and just kind of slung it out there underhand. Here we go. Take a look at this now.
Calling it an incomplete
right
pass.
Right there,
he's
being driven back. At the very least, it ought to be a sack back to maybe the 1-yard line. Who is the receiver?
An offensive lineman, I think. On 4th down, the Falcons go to a tight punt. This time they angle it over, and it's going to be taken by Port Neches Groves at the Falcon 44-yard line, taken there in the air by Cole Gerard. And the Indians are again in great field position, ahead 14-7.
Got a short field opportunity again, and with this PNG offense, you don't want to make it easy for them. And the way they can move the football, I'm sure we're going to come out to see Adam Morris slinging the football around. Not been able to get the running game going, but the passing game has been very productive.
Falcons linebackers starting to play a little bit further back. Morse looks deep. He's got pressure. Hits the target at the 13-yard line. That's Giblin again.
Yep, what a good throw, because he had a tackler. You're going to see, they bring a linebacker here right there coming from the top. He's right at Morse's feet. Boy, good throw. Good throw, good catch.
Alpin swings it out there, and that was an ill-advised throw because they were all over
They had that one red. Number 11, Niles Cosmo had that one sniffed out from he was going toward the receiver before the ball got there. Good recognition. Makes it 2nd and about 15.
That's the first negative yardage PNG's had in a long time. Morris checking with the line. He's got Alpin beside him in the backfield. 2 receivers wide to either side. Morse looks deep, pulls it back in, looking to throw. Has a guy open. Caught by Giblin. Giblin down to the 8-yard line as Giblin got deep behind the defenders.
Heck of a play by Adam Morris here to buy time. I really thought he was going to take off and run with it. So he's looking. There comes the pressure, pulls it down on the move. This is a very nice touch pass, running toward the line of scrimmage, really gets it there for Giblin. Giblin, a good sized target.
Good hands tonight.
Yep.
He's pulled in some close ones that had a lot of pressure on him. Sparks in motion. He gets the ball, tries to cut it back, and he might get back to the line of scrimmage. That's what he does. It's the Falcon pursuit, especially with the linebackers, puts him on the ground. Number 45, Nathan Fox over there. And watch Big Fox right there.
Yep.
That's the guy going to Northwestern.
Going to Northwestern.
And he ends up on top of the tackle after two people tried to block him.
Nothing doing at all in the running game for the Indians. But you just think the more success they have passing, it's eventually going to open up some running lanes.
And off to Halfin, and there's nothing doing. They went to a very tight formation that time with only one receiver out wide to either side, and that just plays into the strength of the 3-4. They funnel everything into those linebackers.
Yeah, I think they thought they were going to catch Clear Lake playing pass all the way, spread out, didn't happen.
So it's 3rd down and goal now from the 12-yard line. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Morse looks for a throwback. He's going to get hit from behind and sacked at the 18-yard line.
And this is that linebacker number 50 who's made plays all night long. Raheem Joseph ran him down from behind. You could just see it coming. He didn't know Joseph was there. Kind of play a lot of times the ball can be stripped away. Didn't happen. The Indians going to have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Brant Dykes, the senior kicker, number 14, out to make the attempt. Note, though, that Adam Morse is the holder. It's
not going to be
a little bit wide, so the score remains 14-7.
That's a big stand there for for Clear Lake. Charlie, want to throw a bouquet to some of our sponsors. Some of these guys, longtime sponsors: Lamar University, Beaumont, the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, the Market Basket stores here in Southeast Texas, Lamar State College of Port Arthur, the Museum of the Gulf Coast, 5 Point Credit Unions, and Mike Fulgens of Universal Coin and Bullion. We have some other sponsors we're going to be mentioning along the way. We really appreciate the folks who help us make the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience possible.
Some of those guys have been with you for a long time,
large
part of those 20 years.
You bet.
Quarterback Will Smith. I tell you, he hands off to a tailback, and his first step is backwards. That handoff to Nicholas McGee.
And that's Hughes again. Hughes is having a terrific night defensively.
As soon as he
Michael
got the
Hughes,
ball, he had to pretty much plant right there because there were purple people all over him, all in his face. Two receivers now to either side, pistol formation with Smith and McGee in the backfield. Now he brings in both wides. Halfbacks and a guy behind him. Smith looks, he's just got a little fly pattern going. Two defenders rather, over there all over Jordan Davis. He's looking for a flag, but it was just great coverage.
Yeah. He was not open by any stretch of the imagination.
A lot of those good receivers are like that. They draw the double coverage and then want the flag. This was just a one-person pattern right here.
Just throwing it up, hoping Davis can make a play. He couldn't. Third and long. PNG's defense has really done a great job after that opening drive.
Smith drops back, pumps. First down for the Falcons, out to the 33-yard line.
On target that time to trip Arnold. So we got good protection here.
Arnold just runs a little curl there, got the first down yardage, and then turned around.
Found the hole in the defense, squatted down. Quarterback got it to him. Quick screen here to Davis.
Davis looking for people to go to, and they're all over him. Hold on to the legs there.
Yeah.
They may be smaller, but two is greater than one.
You know what I said? I didn't believe Davis was 250. He may be. That's a big kid. That is a big kid.
You can see as quick as he is, but
Hughes forced him back, and then he got help cleaning it up there from Logan Lejeune.
Motion across, ball's handed off to number 81. That's Jared Harris. You talk about stringing him out. Yep. He lost yardage. He ran about 50 yards and lost 1.
I actually think he may have gained a yardage, Charlie. I think they had lost on the play before. Watch where the down box is up here at the top.
Okay, there it is.
He just went by it, so maybe got a yard of it back.
3rd down and 10 now. 4 receivers to the wide side of the field toward the bottom of the camera here. Smith rolls in that direction. I tell you, that's right through the hands of the defender, number 22, Michael Hughes.
Hughes is everywhere, and PNG was a lot closer to coming up with the football than Clear Lake there.
Hughes got into the throwing lane here. I think they're trying to get it to Davis.
And again,
and
I got to think and hope we can find out after the game. PNG's defense made some kind of an adjustment after that first series because it's totally changed the way Clear Lake's offenses function.
Spread punt formation, no pressure. End over end is going to hit at the 33 and take a good Clear Lake bounce inside the 20, and they're just going to let it roll to about the 13, make it the 12. Wow. 30 yards on the ground almost.
A lot of mileage out of the punt. Put the Indians, this will be by far their worst field position of the night.
Back at the 12-yard line. 6:14 left in the first half here. Port Neches Groves 14, Clear Lake 7.
55 yards on the punt. Want to give a shout out to a few more of those sponsors here real quick. Motiva Enterprises, Ritter Lumber, Robert Giblin, the guy that played in this program. We talked about him. Pizza Inn, Donnie Broussard. Wow, we had some great pizza up here tonight, courtesy of Donnie Broussard.
From the pistol formation, Morse hands off to Halfin. Oh, he fakes the handoff and keeps it. I think they may have missed the handoff there. Morse ended up keeping it for about a yard gain.
It sure looked like Halfin thought he was going to get the ball here. Let's see. Let's look at it again.
Yep. Where's the ball, Coach?
Maybe not. I don't know.
If it's a belly play, they need to do that a little faster because Morse took a little bit too long of a time to turn up into the hole. Alfred goes over to the left halfback, 2 receivers to the far side. Morse rolls in that direction, flips it out to, I think that's number 10. That's
Sparks. Sparks, yeah.
And Sparks just kind of stutter stepped there on the sideline, broke a tackle, and 10 yards later he's knocked down. Just a little flip over there. He gets away from that. And yes, I'll go downfield.
A lot of yak there, Charlie. A lot of yards after the catch.
You weren't talking about me yakking, okay.
No.
Another one. This time Sparks turns around just as the defender fell down. And Sparks stays in bounds. Tippy toe. The guy must take ballet. Got to the 35-yard line. I don't see how he stayed in bounds, but the referee was watching from right behind him.
So 2 big plays for Sparks. He turns it on after he catches the football.
He's in bounds the whole way until he gets tripped up right there at the end.
So again, PNG moving well through the air.
Down to the 31-yard line of the Clear Lake Falcons. Indians taking a little bit of extra time. They're inside 10 seconds on their play clock. Morse hands it off to Halfin, and Again, nothing there. Wow.
Nothing there in the running game. I'm going to have to check with my stat man over here, Gary Dickert, and see how many yards PNG has rushing. Can't be many. They've just had so little success running the football. 3 yards, 3 total yards rushing.
Probably 10 or 12 rushes, too. I mean, they have to keep them honest. They have to keep those linebackers looking inside some. Morse now, though, looks downfield. He's got a guy open. It's Max Zeal. Great defensive play.
Swatted away at the last minute, and I do mean last minute, by Colin Davis.
That ball was in the air just a little bit too long, too much air underneath it. As Max Zeal was wide open, did a great move to get free.
Left the ball a little underthrown. Sparks, by the way, 8 receptions already for 103 yards.
That's a good half. That's a good game for a lot of players. 3rd down and 10 now.
They're blitzing, coming up the middle. Got it off. Caught.
Morse gets it over to the sideline and taken there by number 8, Kaysen Sullivan. The junior brings it in. Short of a first down, though, by 5 yards, so it's going to be 4th down from the 30-yard line.
So will they even go through the ruse of the short punt, or are they just going to line up and try to make the first down? I'm guessing that's what they're going to do.
The way the defense is playing right now, why not roll the dice? Sullivan in motion.
Oh, they got motion. They're going to get
and
flagged.
that'll make it a 4th down and 9 to go.
So that may change the strategy here. That's going to bring the ball back to the 35. And like you said, the defense is playing so well now that they may choose to punt it. They may line up in the short punt, and we'll see what they do with it. 3:46 left in the first half. PNG up 14-7. We've got a good one for a season opener. Very mistake-free, Charlie. Fairly penalty-free. Hadn't been a lot of penalties.
Knock on wood quickly.
Yep.
Knock on wood. Both teams showing their senior leadership here, avoiding those penalties. Very exciting first half. And again, another flag. Falcons are pointing against the Indians. Illegal procedure, as we said.
Yeah, right. That's right on cue. That's
two straight illegal procedures.
Morse now 16 of 21 for 201 yards in his first start.
They're just setting it up for a real exciting 4th down conversion. That's what they're doing.
Well, this is stretching it out. I think he's going to punt it now. He's back.
4th down and 14. They're in the pooch kick mode. And puts a little bit of a forward spin on it, but it's going sideways.
Very effective.
Excellent kick there as Jack Giblin watches it roll out of bounds at about the 4.
No, I think it's at closer than that, Charlie.
Oh, there you go.
It went right out by the pylon. In fact, I was looking at Giblin thinking swatted out of bounds or something. He let her go, and it went right back to, I think it's inside the 1 yard line.
So they've got it down there in perfect position. 3:16 left in the first half. 14-7.
Now watch Giblin. He gets out of the way. Well, he goes out of bounds between the 1 and the 2. Nifty footwork there by Giblin.
The Indians are coming. They're loading up the inside gaps here, anticipating a run. Instead, there's a pass. It's just a lob ball up there. Oh!
Look out.
Fantastic catch there.
Davis got it.
Fantastic catch by Jordan Davis. 2 Indians tipped it.
Yep, he is just kind of hung in there, out jumped a couple of receivers. I think we're seeing a little of the talent, obviously, that A&M saw. Just kind of throws it up for grabs. I don't know whether the Indian defender tipped it or whether Davis tipped it and caught it himself.
Smith again looks to throw it this time through the hands of Davis as he just did a little curl pattern about 8 yards downfield. They got to be careful. That looks like that old hook and ladder play. Because when Davis turned, there was another Falcon running along the sideline. All the Indians were coming in on Davis. Incompletion, 2nd down. Handoff goes to Francis. Deshaun Francis does not get back to the line of scrimmage, taken down at the 30.
And I want to tell you, Michael Hughes didn't get the tackle, but he set up the play. He got quick penetration, forced the ball carrier back up into the defense. Hughes is just having a terrific game tonight.
4 receivers again to the left-hand side. Smith, a little bit of a high snap, rolls in that direction. He tries to throw. He gets hit just as he lets it go. Flutter ball is dove for by several Indians. Incomplete, 3rd down.
3rd and 11. A little pressure coming from the backside here. And almost got him. Number 41, Peyton Schultz, almost got him.
Anthony Anaboli watched that ball flutter, tried to get his hands on it, one of the Indian D-backs. Now with a 4th down, the Indians go into return mode. 2 guys back to return. Here's the kick, a short one. Fair catch, taken at the 40-yard line.
So 2:24 left in the first half. PNG's defense has really clamped down since the opening drive by Clear Lake. Want to throw out a few more of our sponsors who are so good to help make this telecast possible. Do Good Federal Credit Union, Bubba's Air Conditioning, Kishnik Industries, and Holy Cross Lutheran Church. We just, again, are so appreciative to all these sponsors to make it possible for us to bring you high school football every Friday night on the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience.
Everybody wanted a piece of that 20th year.
Absolutely.
Morse, no pretense this time. They're just throwing the little out patterns now. Giblin down on the knee, gets 7 yards on first down.
Giblin's put up some pretty good numbers, too. Good target, big target.
By avoiding the play action fake there, they're able to cut about a half second off of that exchange. And that makes a big deal when you're dealing with a short yardage pass. Crossing pattern, there's the opening.
Look at this, wide
Great
open
pass
again.
to number 32, Blake Lane. The senior gets down inside the 25-yard line to the 24.
Blake Lane coming out of the backfield. And that makes about the 5th different receiver, I believe, that is to have caught a pass tonight, 4th or 5th.
Morse did a great job of throwing that ball down there with authority. Lane was so wide open, he wanted to give him a chance to run with it.
Yeah, Morse has got some zip on the football, Charlie. Going to get a procedure penalty here.
Somebody wanted to go score a touchdown. They forgot to move the ball.
Got to get together on those counts, guys.
My dad used to say 10 people moved, the center didn't. I'm not picking on centers. I was a center. My dad was a center. You know, nothing happens until I snap the ball.
So how can 10 guys be wrong and
That's
the center
right.
be right?
Well,
there you go.
We got some stories there. We'll have to wait till we go offline here. Second down, 15 to go.
They're coming. They got guys coming.
All over the place. A lot of pressure. Morse, he's got the ball. He's going to put it down. Dives forward, and he and Mr. Fox meet each other at the 17-yard line.
Might think about sliding the next time.
Timeout is called by Port Neches Groves. 1:15 left. And you don't want your quarterback to take linebackers on head-to-head here.
Ooh. Woo.
He ended up getting 12 yards on the scramble. It's third down and a long 3 to go. Got it down to the 17-yard line.
And I'm sure Brandon Faircloth is looking at this as we've got 2 downs to make 3 yards, and maybe they won't need it. They have had so much success throwing the ball. And you wonder if at the half Clear Lake's not going to have to make some kind of adjustment, either get more pressure on the quarterback or get more people in coverage and maybe open some things up for Brad Halfin. I don't think I've ever seen Halfin shut down the way he's been shut down, and yet PNG have such a good game offensively.
We've had in the last 7 possessions of 1 failed field goal by Port Neches Groves and 6 punts. So there, you know, that first quarter, 14-7. Since then, it's been an exciting game, but no one's been able to put it into the end zone. Port Neches Groves trying to extend their lead. Moore's hit as he throws it, and he had a guy open on the slant, but he could not put the rifle on it.
Not Morse's fault. He had somebody wrapped around him when he was throwing the football, and it couldn't get it out of there. Right there, and I think that's that same guy, that Northwestern-bound linebacker, Nathan Fox.
Sparks was open in the end zone. Give him 1 more second, and he'd break free. Now Port Neches Groves is going to call another timeout with 1:11 left here on, I believe it should be 4th down. Do you have 4th down?
I do. I think that was 3rd down.
Down box has 3 over there.
They do have 3?
But
wow.
I may be miscounting.
It is 3rd?
It is 3rd. Okay,
there was a flag. There was a penalty involved in the sequence.
Hey, it's my first game, Bob. Come on, give me a break.
Mine too, Charlie.
I would say this is the first football game I've watched because I watched the Cowboys last night. But no, but it's going to be a lot of fun here. It's 14-7. Port Neches Groves over Clear Lake, and Port Neches Groves trying to score 1 more touchdown before halftime. A lot of action in the first quarter. Since then, we've been watching the punts go back and forth.
Well, Clear Lake just went right through Port Neches' defense the first possession, jumped out to a 7-0 lead, and since then they've only been able to muster a couple of first downs. Port Neches Groves really moving the ball through the air with Adam Morris. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns already and closing in on 250 yards here in the first half. We got a 3rd and 3 with the Indians knocking on the door again.
Brant Halfin lines up at right halfback. Sullivan in motion. Moore sets up to throw. He's got a guy wide open. Touchdown, Sullivan. Touchdown to number 8, Kaysen Sullivan, the junior wide receiver for the Indians.
3rd touchdown pass tonight for Adam Morse, and that play was worth calling a timeout for. Two defenders went with 1 receiver. Sullivan broke wide open. And so that's 21 unanswered points for Port Neches Groves, or 20 unanswered at the moment, trying to make it 21 with 1:06 left here in the first half.
Brant Dykes out to attempt the point after from the hold of Adam Morse. 22-7. Dykes is ready. A little bit of a low snap, but it's high enough and good. 21-7, 1:06 left in the first half, and let's see what the Falcons can do. They did a great job in their very first possession, but since then, Port Neches Groves' defense has really risen to the task.
Yeah, I'm guessing they probably haven't even gained 50 yards since the first possession. I mean, they went to, what, 71 on that first possession, and since then, not much there in the way of offense for the Clear Lake Falcons. They just looked so good on that first drive. They are playing with a sophomore quarterback, but they're just not getting Port Neches Groves blocked at all.
On their second possession, remember they tried that 4th down. Schultz came through and sacked them for a loss, and since that time, it's almost Port Neches is bending but not breaking. That one good pass to Jordan Davis that got him out of the shadow of their own end zone is really the one good spot that they've had.
Yeah, and Gary Dickert handed me a stat here: 44 yards for Clear Lake since that opening touchdown drive.
Gary's calculator's smoking down there.
Gary's doing good, and he's having to do this by himself. His stat man, his stat brother, is no longer here.
Whoa.
And I'm telling you, if you've never kept stats at a high school football game, then you don't know how challenging it is. Colleges and the pros, they do it for you. High schools, and we're seeing the same pooch kick. But again, a guy covering high school football, and I'm lobbying for sports writers now just so people can kind of appreciate what you have to do, and it's become so much tougher with the way the pace of the game has changed in recent years. It used to be people ran the ball, there was time between plays, and now the stat guy, you got to keep track of who had the ball, gained how many yards, who threw it, who caught it. There is so much involved in keeping statistics.
Will Smith hands off to the halfback, and that's number 21, Nicholas McGee, a very strong running back. Tried to bounce backward, and he broke free. Are they going to put it back there where they tackled him?
1,000-plus rusher this guy was last year, 1,202 yards.
Ends up being no gain on the play.
So you wonder, is Clear Lake ready to, well, we'll see. Let's see if they throw it here. Hard to believe they're ready to just
Smith empties the backfield. Right through the hands.
Yeah, almost picked off.
Right through the hands of both the defender and Chandler Murphy. And the Falcons really look out of sync right now.
Ben Ramirez making a play on the ball there, and would be surprised now to see Clear Lake go ahead and run it out. A coach sees that happen just before. If that ball gets picked off and PNG scores again, you're out of the game. Here comes a running play. That's it. I think Clear Lake wants to take it in and regroup. And unless PNG calls a timeout, they won't have to punt the football. Now, Brandon Faircloth might want to call a timeout and make them punt it. Try to come after it, try to block it. Doesn't look like that's going to happen.
4th down and 6. We're down to 12 seconds, and the play clock hasn't even started yet. So I believe that is going to be it for the first half of the first game of the 20th anniversary of the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience. Bob West and Charlie Jellin. It is 21-7, Port Neches Groves Indians over the Falcons. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment.
I discovered Lamar University.
I looked at all types of schools.
Big ones, small ones,
Ivy League and private.
Then I found Lamar.
Bistro-style dining. Private bedrooms.
Close to home.
15 NCAA Division I sports.
World-class professors.
Who actually know my name.
Undergraduate, master's,
and doctoral degrees.
Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Cars are as unique as the people who purchase them. And when picking one, every detail counts, right down to the stitching on the seats. So why should picking a car loan be any different? Whether it's a low rate or a low payment you're looking for, at Do Good we customize loans to fit your needs. And we'll make sure your lending experience is everything you want it to be. Easy, convenient, and hassle-free. At Do Good, you'll love your car loan as much as you love your car.
Great hunt today, Dad.
Thanks, son. For more than 15 years, I've helped clients nationwide make solid decisions about investing in gold so they can enjoy what's most important.
Discover the best options for you and your family by calling 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. 866-UCB-GUIDE, 866-822-4843.
Now is the time to learn about gold, so you have time to enjoy what's most important.
I'm registered for college.
Me too, and for the same classes, and I'm saving $2,000 a semester at Lamar Port Arthur. Then I graduate and transfer if I want.
Really? You can do that?
You bet. What are you paying for your education?
Quality instruction, great savings, and courses transfer. It's the Texas Common Course Law. Don't wait any longer to begin your education while saving.
I chose Lamar State College Port Arthur.
When you think you may be having a stroke, remember to act fast. If you experience facial droop, if your arms are weak and your speech is off, then time is of the essence. A lack of blood flow to the brain can cause loss of functions that may never be recovered. Don't let it get that far. Call 911 immediately. A professional EMS will get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your certified primary stroke center.
I discovered Lamar University.
Close to home.
A place of my own.
with all the amenities.
Opportunities.
Engineering.
World-class science.
Professors who know my name.
That's what you get with a doctoral research university.
Hands-on research.
Or study abroad.
And it starts right here. Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Hi.
Hey, I heard y'all were making flipping loans?
That's right. 5 Points Awesome Loans have everybody flipping out.
I'm ready for my loan now. Watch this.
Wow. I haven't even told you we'll pay off 1% of your loan balance.
Get a new loan or flip an existing loan to 5 Point, and we'll pay off 1% of your new loan balance. 5 Point Credit Union. Money for loans right here at home.
Woohoo! I'm so flippin' happy. Watch this.
No, not necessary. Yeah.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur, or another university? Let's see. Lamar Port Arthur courses transfer anywhere in Texas or the country for that matter. Coursework is the same as anywhere else, and great savings each semester. And it's close to my home and my job. So why am I still thinking about this? I choose Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur. Change your future. Start here today.
You know, diversification is important and means more than owning different stocks. Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. I've been helping clients nationwide for 15 years diversify with gold. And I want to send you a free copy of our award-winning gold guide to help you choose the best gold options for you.
Get the answers you need about gold. Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE. That's 866-822-4843.
Heart attacks affect men and women equally, and when they strike, denial can be a killer. If you're experiencing pressure, tightness, or an aching sensation in your chest or arms, then you may be having a heart attack. If so, time is of the essence. Do not attempt to drive yourself to the hospital. Call 911 for a professional EMS. They'll get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your accredited chest pain center.
Have you been thinking about diversifying with gold but don't know how? Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, President of Universal Coin and Bullion. As an award-winning nationwide dealer, we help clients get the answers they need to discover the beauty, security, and strength of gold in their portfolio.
Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. That's 866-822-4843.
Welcome back to the reservation. Charlie Gellin along with Bob West for the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience, the start of the 2014 football campaign. We've got a little bit of an upset in the making. Port Neches Groves 21, Clear Lake 7.
Charlie, the thing that grabbed me most in the first half, and it's hard to say this when you've got a quarterback like Adam Morse who's 19 of 25 for 247 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's also run for a touchdown. But the thing that really grabbed me, I thought was the key to the first half, was the way Port Neches Groves' defense, after giving up a 71-yard touchdown drive to start the game, took total control after that. That first drive, Clear Lake, 5 first downs, 71 yards. The rest of the half, 2 first downs, 48 yards. So PNG's defense got the ball back to the offense, often in good field position. And with Adam Morse pulling the trigger of the offense, very effective. PNG had 13 first downs, 261 total yards, and that's with only 15 rushing yards. That's the stat that would kind of shock you. You know, somebody would say coming in, well, Brant Halfin is only going to have 5 yards on 7 carries. You'd say, oh, PNG's probably in trouble. They're not in trouble. Clear Lake committed to stopping Halfin, and they did it. But they paid a price elsewhere because of Adam Morse's arm. Well, the guy's been really impressive. And of course, the PNG defense has been impressive. Clear Lake, 7 first downs and only 119 total yards. 17 rushes for 48 yards. Their 1,000-yard rusher from last year, Nick McGee, 6 carries for only 15 yards. Not a good place for running backs tonight.
Andre Gaskin and Cody Langford dropping back for the Clear Lake Falcons to return the second half kickoff, and the rain has really picked up here.
Pouring.
Port Neches Groves band looked good at halftime. I must admit they marched the eye off just in time before the rain started coming down. Hooch kicks a little bit deeper this time, taken by Colin Davis, and number 7 gets it about 5 yards farther downfield than they've been starting. First down and 10 for the Falcons at their own 33-yard line.
Hooch kicks a little mesh in there on the tackle, and I think this possession very important for Clear Lake. They've got to reestablish something. PNG has taken control of the game with its defense, and Clear Lake probably a little doubt in their mind right now. Let's see if their coaching staff able to adjust against PNG's adjustments.
Fakes the handoff. This is intercepted by Port Neches Groves, number 22, Michael Hughes.
And that's the guy that I think pick our defensive player of the game right now. It's early, but Michael Hughes has just been terrific.
He dropped back from his linebacker position.
He's been all over the field tonight, and talking about Clear Lake needing to come out and make something happen. Well, that isn't what they wanted to happen. Turned the ball over on the first play. And PNG in position to deliver kind of a knockout punch here.
Watch Hughes just step back into the passing lane. He reads it right here.
He sure does.
Perfect placement. Good shot there by the ground level cameraman. Back to live action, and Halfin busts through for a 4-yard gain. That almost doubles his output.
And I'm thinking we might see a pretty big half from Halfin. You got to think that Clear Lake has had to change their thinking about the way they're defending the pass, and that could open some running lanes for Halfin.
Halfin back there with Morse as an audible is called in. 2 receivers to the wide side, actually 3 receivers counting the tight end. Hand off again to Halfin. He picks and chooses his way. They've got some downfield blocking now. They're folding around some guards where some uncovered linemen to lead up on those linebackers, and that makes a big difference. Watch number 53 come through there, and he turns that linebacker out.
And 53 really the clearing block there.
Colby Stuber. Great play there by the offensive lineman. Breaks Halfin free. He's got a first down and 10 now for Port Neches Groves at the Clear Lake 31. 2 receivers to the left-hand side. Hand off to Halfin, looking again, dodges forward for 2 yards, make it 3. Second down.
So it looked like maybe Brandon Faircloth went in at the half, said, look, guys, we're going to come out, we're going to run Halfin some this half. And he's gotten the ball the first 3 3 plays of the half. So the big turnover to start the second half here for Port Neches Groves, the interception by Michael Hughes, and the Indians really have a chance to take control of the game now.
Adam Morris and Brant Hoffman in the backfield there for the Indians. 2 receivers to the right-hand side. Morris sets up in the shotgun. Hands off to Halfin, cuts it outside, gets around for one tackler, and breaks free for a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 2 for the Indians at the Clear Lake 23-yard line.
So Halfin, after getting only 7 carries in the first half for 5 yards, has had the ball the first 4 offensive plays here for Port Neches Groves. They're coming up on 3rd and short. He may get it again.
Rain coming down a little heavier now to start the second half. Again, another audible called in from the sideline by head coach Brandon Faircloth. Indians change their formation, as do the Falcons. They shift over where they perceive the strength to be. Morse hands off to, fakes the handoff, throw out to Sparks. Sparks gets away from one black, gets down to the 15-yard line. First down for the Indians.
So Sparks building on a huge first half where he caught 10 balls for 103 yards. Nice play fake here. Gets big move right there, and that sets the play up. And adds 10 more yards.
Good downfield block there by number 8, Kaysen Sullivan, who had a touchdown reception himself in the first half.
11 catches now tonight for Caleb Sparks.
Morse drops back, has a guy in the end zone. Incomplete. Looked like he was caught up there in the secondary, and that's Sullivan again. Looks like pretty much the same play they scored on earlier in the second quarter. Incompletion, 2nd down and 10 now for the Indians.
One of the few times an Adam Morris pass has hit the ground tonight. He was 20 of 26 up to that point.
2nd down now. Blake Lane lines up on the right-hand side as a tight end. He had a good long gain early in the first half as well to keep a drive open. Halfin goes over to the right halfback position now. Morse rolls in that direction. Halfin gets the block, throws it out to Sparks. Sparks tries to break free at the 9-yard line, but is taken down. It'll be 3rd down and 4 to go for the Indians.
Nice open field tackle here you're going to see by number 7, Colin Davis, because if Sparks gets away from him, he may score. Right there, makes the move. Davis wraps him up, not going anywhere. 3rd and 5.
In the first half, the Indians attempted 1 field goal. It came up just short. Motion across the formation. That's Giblin in motion. Morse rolls in that direction. Ball is underthrown.
Ooh.
Giblin had it at the 2-yard line, but Morse had a lot of pressure coming his way.
And that's the toughest throw for a quarterback. You're rolling left, a right-handed passer trying to throw. Got to go across your body. Tough throw. Comes up short on the throw, and it looks like a field goal attempt coming in. The rain, as you say, is coming down hard.
Brant Dykes in to attempt the field goal. Set up at the 16-yard line, so it'll be a 26-yard field goal attempt, a little bit shorter than the one they tried earlier. From the hold, good strong kick by Dykes this time, and it's good. Make it 3 points more for the Indians, 24-7. Port Neches Groves over Clear Lake.
So they convert the turnover, the interception on the first play of the half by Michael Hughes into a field goal. That's now 24 unanswered points for Port Neches Groves after Clear Lake on its opening possession just ripped 71 yards down the field to the end zone. And since then, Clear Lake has only managed 2 first downs.
You know, and it looked honestly like at halftime the Falcons came out and changed their defense a little bit to trying to loosen up on the run, and Brandon Faircloth anticipated that. Said, okay, we're gonna see what Halfin can do here, and again, a few modifications there with those offensive linemen leading up on the linebackers. There's a big difference between zone blocking and that type of blocking, and big bodies sometimes are not the best things on defense. Jimmy Johnson's Cowboys prove that. You don't have to have the 400-pounders over there to actually win a championship if they're quick.
You can certainly win it with quickness, anticipation, good coaching. Speaking of Jimmy, and you probably haven't seen this yet, there's quite a story out. It's going to be in ESPN, the magazine. I saw it on the website today. About a 10,000-word piece on Jerry Jones by a writer named Don Van Netta. And Jerry Jones just rips Jimmy Johnson up one side and down the other. I don't think it's going to be very popular. Really, just another reason for me not to like Jerry Jones.
Understood. Ball hits at the ball pops
Fumbles,
loose. It is
loose.
wide open. Let's see who ends up with it. The Indians believe they have it. Let's see what the referees say. Pooch kick is not taken cleanly by the Falcons.
I think it's pretty clear PNG has the football the way their players are jumping around. We're going to see. Now, let's stay on him, camera. Let's see who the guy is coming. And guess who? Guess who? Number 22. Again, this guy is having a season in the season opener.
So he can be the defensive player and the special teamer of the game.
Michael Hughes is everywhere. Okay, they never really got a hold of the football. It's loose. Everybody bouncing around. We see Hughes there, and he has. It looks to me like he steals the ball out of that pile. And another big play for Michael Hughes. And if PNG takes it in here, I think we can turn on the recording of Don Meredith.
Moore's hands off to Halfin. Halfin tries to bounce outside, but a great open field tackle there by number 45, Nathan Fox. And he and Mr. Halfin have met quite a few occasions here tonight.
I think we're getting a good idea of why Nathan Fox has an offer from Northwestern.
He is an excellent linebacker with a nose for the ball. And when he grabs a hold of a running back, they go down.
That's it. Yeah, they're not going any farther.
Now Port Neches Grove slowing the tempo down a little bit as they're dragging out the play clock.
You notice, Charlie, the play clock is different this year. It starts on 40 this year instead of on 25.
Halfin bounces outside, gets a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 to go.
Still tough going in the running game. Had a little more success, but not much.
Pulling both the tight end and the backside tackle, two guys leading out.
Fullback didn't quite get his block there. That's the one that stopped the play. Just didn't quite finish off his block. So PNG wanting to take advantage of another turnover. Clear Lake still hasn't run an offensive. Well, they run one offensive play. Ball tipped.
And Fox dropped back into the passing lane, or the pass routes lane that time, and tipped the ball away from the intended receiver, Cason Sullivan. And C45 had a good chance at this ball. Sullivan looked like he was being tackled as the ball was being tipped.
Yeah, once the ball was tipped, he wasn't going to get a flag. So 4th down.
Audible comes in from the sideline. They're far enough back to make a pooch kick, and that looks like that's what Morse is setting up to do.
I believe
they got motion going here.
Yeah, I believe they're going to throw it.
He dropped back just to like a step there, and Morse had to pull it down and is taken down for a loss by number 44. That is Nathan Harvey, senior linebacker, Nathaniel Harvey, senior linebacker for Clear Lake. So that is Port Neches Grove's worst offensive set of the entire game right there.
Yep. So they had a great opportunity after the fumble recovery. Are not able to take advantage of it. So Clear Lake, give them credit. They're hanging in. They didn't just kind of roll over after that second consecutive turnover here. And, we had talked at the half, what a clean game, only 6 penalties, no turnovers, and we've already had 2 turnovers here in the 3rd quarter. Boom. Number 22. Has that guy made a play tonight? Again, Michael Hughes. What a monster that Port Neches Groves has unleashed defensively tonight.
Deshaun France is trying to break free there on a little trap play, and it's not there. This pass goes out
Michael
to
Hughes.
Number 2, Matt Nance. How many 22s are out there?
That's a good question. They might consider trying to block that guy.
Hughes comes out, breaks down.
Good open field tackle on a wide receiver.
3rd down and 12 now. for the Falcons. Will Smith points out the linebackers, and there they are. Takes the snap, sets up. They've got a little, looked like they were trying to throw a little out and up there to number 42, Chandler Murphy, but he never got free from the defender there, as that was Kai Walker playing on defense. Kept the receiver from going downfield, and the ball drops to the ground harmlessly, brings up 4th down. So another punt here from Clear Lake. Again, that spread punt that Clear Lake favors. 7 offensive linemen spread out quite a bit. If they had pressured that, they would have got that punt. Ball goes out of bounds at the 31-yard line or so of Port Neches Groves, and they'll take over the ball there. 24-7, Port Neches Groves over Clear Lake.
So we were talking about a shootout early, but the defenses have really settled in here. Of course, it probably like a 12-man out there defensively the way the rain's coming down. And there's some young ladies who are not bothered too much by the rain.
Port Neches Groves Indian cheerleaders. Clear Lake's cheerleaders, band, and drill team were unable to make it here because of the bad weather between Houston and Port Neches Groves. Hand off to Halpin. He stutter steps at the line of scrimmage, gets about 3 yards. 2nd down and 7, out to the 34, so they're going to give him 4 on the forward lean. That's a good forward push there by that running back. All district last year. And again, Port Neches Groves slowing down the pace a little bit, bleeding as much of the clock as they can, an extra 10 seconds per play. Morse rolls to his left. Throws it to McZeal. He's got it at the 44-yard line for a Port Neches Groves 1st down.
And he was very well covered. Morse really threaded the needle on that patch. Connor Murphy all over McZeal on this play. It's a good throw rolling to his left. I mean, you can't cover much better than that.
Either one of them could have caught it.
Yeah.
2 receivers out wide for the Indians to the right-hand side. Morse hands it off to Halpin. He gets, bops his helmet.
Cow,
Look at him going.
Helmet.
Great play there by Halpin. It's going to end up being a 1st down, but let's wait and see as referees coming in from the side, having blown the whistle. That's where the helmet came loose. It may have been where his knee, he may have had a knee go down at that point.
Oh, that is so dangerous.
Sam Smith's on the sideline or on the field rather, for the Falcons, looking for a flag as the referees are talking at midfield. Indians and Falcons are both ready to play, but the referees are having a conference there. Now the flag is thrown. Let's wait and see what this is going to be. Illegal procedure called against the offense, so that'll negate the play.
A little late for an illegal procedure call, isn't it? I thought you stopped to play with illegal procedure.
And they marked the 5 yards off from the end of the play. Now I'm curious which down they're going to put up there. So 1st down and 10 here for the Indians as they have it at their own 43-yard line. 24-7, Port Neches Groves over Clear Lake. 4:32 left in the 3rd quarter. And the referees again having a discussion about that previous penalty, the illegal procedure. I don't think they marked off the 5 yards yet. It was 1st down. They're trying to figure out, was it at the end of the play or did it precede the 1st down play? And the referees saying reset the play clock, that 40-second play clock that we have this year. And roll the clock. We're ready to go. First down and 10 for the Indians. Adam Morse, the quarterback. Brant Halfin at halfback. Now we have another change. Cody Cropper is actually in as halfback because Halfin had his helmet taken off of the previous play. Cropper dives forward across the 45 to the 47, gain of 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7.
Oh, we're going to get another look at this play for Cropper, carrying the football for the first time tonight, I believe.
Good cut back there. The Indians have had some offensive movement here on the running game in the second half. In the first half, they couldn't do much of it at all.
Halfin's back.
Morse looks deep. He's got a guy open. Over the shoulder, he tries to get it to Sparks.
Good coverage again. Clear Lake's doing a lot better job in the secondary this half.
So it'll bring up third down now, and you can see Morse airs it up there, hoping that Sparks can run underneath it, throwing to the outside shoulder just off the hands of Sparks.
Yep, it was he couldn't throw it any better. Adam Morse couldn't throw it any better.
Nils Cosmo all over the defender there, or act as the defender.
Yep. The defenses have really taken over the game here in the second half. Port Neches Groves has gotten 3 points courtesy of a turnover, but not much going on either side of the ball offensively.
Morse in the pocket. He pulls it up. He's got a guy open down there. Throws it down in, caught by Giblin. Giblin cuts back. He's going to go in for a touchdown.
Gonna be a touchdown. So as soon as I say not much happening offensively here in the second half,
Jack Giblin, the junior wide receiver, not only had great hands to get in the ball, but tippy-toed over 2 defenders to score. Let's watch it again. Morse tells him, go deep, young man.
Going to be the 3rd touchdown pass of the night for Adam Morse. That's going to put him well over 300 yards throwing the football. And you got to like the Indians' position, 30-7, maybe 31-7 with the kick coming. On 3rd and 7, they go deep for the touchdown.
Busted play, and you can't really draw them up like that other than to just get open. Kick is good. 31-7 is the count. We'd like to thank some of the sponsors that have brought the Port Arthur News Friday night experience back to you for this 20th year. Lamar State College of Port Arthur, Holy Cross Lutheran Church, Kieschnick Industries, Bubba's Air Conditioning, Pizza Inn and Donnie Broussard, Ritter Lumber, the Museum of the Gulf Coast, DuPont Goodrich Federal Credit Union, Robert Giblin, Mike Fulgence at Universal Coin and Bullion, Lamar University in Beaumont, Market Basket, 5 Point Credit Union, Motiva Enterprises, and the Medical Center of Southeast Texas. All of these fine sponsors uniting together for the Port Arthur News Friday night experience, the best football in Southeast Texas.
Okay, and I'd certainly agree with that. I might be a little partial, a little biased.
Just a little partial,
I'm
a little.
Throwing it up front. Morse, Adam Morse now, 23 for 32, 325 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also has a rushing touchdown. Quite a night for Adam Morse, but I'm not sure he's a player of the game. It might be Michael Hughes. It would be a tough call.
Well, can we go offense, defense?
That would be the obvious way to go.
Ready to kick off now. Port Neches Groves. Brant Dykes getting a lot of work out today with that right leg. Pooch kicked work last time, though, as they were able to convert on the turnover. This time he kicks it to the right-hand side. Fair catch at the 40-yard line, and Clear Lake will be glad to get it there.
Well, Charlie, we said at the top of the telecast, high expectations this year for the Port Neches Groves Indians, and they've gone out and shown us why there are high expectations.
Yeah, I tell you, defensively they were suspect, and I don't know if you can suspect them anymore after they've shut down Clear Lake here the last almost 3 quarters.
No, it's been very impressive, and Okay, here we've got a little reverse action
End
going
around
here.
to Matt Nance. Number 2 as he gets a couple of yards there. Clear Lake showing a lot of speed, but now they're getting away from that power running in between the tackles that they had earlier.
And I can't believe we had a play and Michael Hughes wasn't somewhere around the football. Where'd you go, Michael?
Took a play off, I guess. Quarterback Will Smith looks deep. He's got a guy in the middle, just off the hands of Trip Arnold. A quick little slant pattern off the play action is very effective at every level. Strong arm quarterback can put it through there, and that's exactly what he did. Arnold should have caught that ball. He had several yards.
Yep, play was there to be made.
3rd down and 8. Smith looks deep, sets up. He's got some pressure. Great catch there.
That was a great catch because it was so close to being picked off.
Number 42, Chandler Murphy, takes the ball and muscles for a 1st down to the Indian 42-yard line.
Look at this. Look how this play is contested. This could go either way here.
Kai Walker on the defense there, trying to get another interception. He led the team with 6 interceptions last year. High snap gets through Smith. It's bobbing loose. Smith taken down at his own 45, slammed down there by number 41, Peyton Schultz.
Yep, Schultz got there pretty quick. If the ball had bounced crooked, he would have had it.
13-yard loss for Clear Lake, and that's not the direction they want to go. 2nd down, 23 now for the Falcons. Empty backfield for Smith. He sets up in the middle, throws down there, and nobody is open as Murphy looked like he slipped a little bit off the break. He's looking at the referee saying that Walker got in his way. Defender's got a right to be backpedaling also. Incomplete pass, 3rd down.
3rd and long. They need to dial them up a big play here. Well, it has been tough going for Clear Lake's offense after the opening possession of the game tonight.
Pure shotgun formation. Smith takes the ball, throwing deep.
Oh, I thought it was, looked like it was going to be picked, and just right off the hands of number 48 for the Indians, and that would be Trey Rembert. And
that's a linebacker's dream, and he says, oh, coach, you didn't see that, did you?
Hit him in a bad place, Charlie.
4th down, and the Falcons are going to send out their punt team. Their punter's number 10, Scott Marshall, a junior. Again, that spread punt formation, all 7 offensive linemen. Plenty of containment routes they have there. And again, if PNG wants to contest that punt, I think they could block it. Another good roll gets down to the 27-yard line of the Indians, make it the 28, and that's where PNG will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw this coming, Charlie. I know PNG thought they would win the game. Clear Lake probably came over here thinking it was a game they could win. But I don't think anybody saw this game being one-sided like it is.
I think in the 1st quarter you called it a shootout. That's what it looked like it was going to be after PNG was held in their first possession, and then boom, 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 everybody scored the next time around. But Port Neches Grove's defense really stepped up to the front there, taking a good Clear Lake offensive rushing attack and just taking it off the board. Alphen breaks free into the secondary, gets to the 32-yard line.
Still nothing coming easy for Brant Halphen. This is a tough team to run on.
You can see Fox coming through that inside gap there forced Halphen to bounce to the outside. And with a 3-4 defense, that's all that linebacker wants to do is to make you go outside because there's plenty of pursuit there. Fox stepping in there toward the left guard position. He backs up now. He's showed something to Morse now. Fox almost had an interception in the first half himself off of a linebacker move. Hand off to Halfin. He's got a cutback lane. Great move there. Got him 2 more yards. First down for Port Neches Groves. 10-yard gain.
That's the long run of the night for Brand Halfin.
Looked like he was running through a minefield, stepping and weaving and bobbing.
Got a lot of that on his own.
Goes to the right.
Right there, he could have been down. Made a nice move, got him extra yardage. And the number's starting to look a little better now for Brand Halfin.
Indians again slowing it down.
That Purple Pride kid.
Halfin hit at the line of scrimmage. Gets away from the backside pursuit, and that's really amazing. Shows you the quickness of this young man as he gets about 5 yards on first down there.
And that's probably going to be the last play of the first half. Of the third quarter. I'm sorry, we're past the first half.
2nd down and 5, and you're right, Port Neches Groves, the 40-second clock has not even started yet. I guess when he gets inside.
Right, they don't start it.
2nd down and 5 to go.
I think I hit the wrong one.
Well, Bob, we've got a trivia question here that we had looked up, the IBEW Local 479 trivia question of the night. Now, let's throw a little baseball at you. In the year 2000, Gary might be able to help you on this. In the year 2000, which Clear Lake graduate became the 3rd player in MLB history to play all 9 positions in a single game?
I think I got this one, Charlie.
Oh, no.
I think I got this
I dug this one out myself, and you've got it already?
It's one of 2, and I'm going to go for Campaneris.
Okay, you're going to go for, okay, let's bring the answer up. Bob's betting letter A.
Either A or D, and I'm going with A.
Okay. Let's see what the answer is. Scott Shelton. Scott Shelton actually did it playing for the Rangers back in the year 2000, and what was amazing about this, he did all 9 positions in only 5 innings. They inserted him in the 4th inning, and he went all the way around. I got that off of the Clear Lake High School website, and of course, if it's on Wikipedia, it can't be a lie. You know that, right?
Couldn't be. You really snuck up on me there, Charlie. I know Bert Campaneris did this.
I think he was
one
of the
point.
first.
He may have been the first. But I believe maybe he was playing for Kansas City when he did it.
Now, you got a legitimate beef with me, so I'm going to have to go back and double-check my facts. As a good newspaper person, I'm supposed to do that. Halfin tries to bounce it to the outside. There's no help over there, and there's not. He's going back and forth. The young man ran 60 yards and got 3. Great play there by Halfin. Okay, there's nothing to the right where it's designed. There's nothing to the left. Morse actually gets in a block, and he ends up going to the right and then back up to the left again. So it was a great play there by Halfin to make it 3rd down and 2 from a 2nd and 5.
And Brand Halfin, after having only 5 yards at the half, 7 carries for 5 yards, now up to 19 for 59. Morse takes it up in there himself.
He's going to be close to that 1st down. That's just a good short yardage. It's almost like a quarterback draw play with all the motion they have in the backfield. Sparks going in motion from the right side of the formation to the left, and then Morse punching it forward behind Halfin off of right tackle. Looks like, are they going to measure here, or are they just going to go ahead and call it a 1st down? They do call it a 1st down, so looks like the band will be firing up Cherokee in just a minute, or just a moment. They've been playing it a lot tonight. 1st down and 10 from the Falcon, 48-yard line. Two receivers to the right-hand side. Morse hands off to the tailback, who gets it to the 45-yard line. That running back is Cody Cropper, the junior running back, number 25, heir apparent to Halfin's running back position. Oh, and as an offensive lineman, you hate to see people fall on knees like that, but sometimes you just can't help it.
Gets a little congested in there.
In the pros, they all wear those braces, knee braces, to protect their knees from incidents like that. Halfin back in at tailback behind Marsh. Sparks and Magziel to the left-hand side. Sullivan to the right. Halfin taken down from behind. A good play there by number 30, Casey Hall, senior outside linebacker for the Falcons. And we've got an injured player, injured Falcon down at the 49-yard line. Let's see if we can. It's number 93 there. Looked like he had his legs taken out from him, Zane Cowart.
Casey Hall making the defensive play there for Clear Lake. Got good penetration. Play never got a chance to develop.
Well, our next week's game is going to be very interesting because we've got a 6A playing a 5A again, but these are two teams that are really, really offensive and defensive powerhouses. Beaumont Central going to play Port Arthur Memorial, and those two teams have a history of really mixing it up anytime they get on the football field.
Yeah, going to be, I think, a terrific game. Memorial opened its season Thursday night and just crushed Beaumont Ozan 56-0. Central, a lot of people think Central is the team to beat in the district that Port Neches Groves is in. That would be District 22-5A. So a really good early season matchup of two of the best teams in Southeast Texas. And Port Neches Groves also going to be involved in a big game next week. They go to West Orange to play West Orange Stark, which is one of the powers in the next classification down, 4A, a perennial power. So it'll be a real good road test for the Indians next week.
Anytime you go in the dog pound, it's hard to tell what's going to happen.
Picks.
That was a long pass. Pick six here by Clear Lake unless he stepped out of bounds. And that was number 20, Andre Gaskin, senior defensive back, and that was just a long looping pass. Took a long time to get there.
Easily the worst throw. I think Adam Morse telegraphs this pass. Let's see if he's looking there all the way. He was. And Gaskin got the read on it, and there was going to be no catching him.
Great play there by Gaskin to step inside of the receiver, and you can see it here from ground level. That's Jack Giblin. And here comes Gaskin stepping right in front of him. You can watch on the sideline, a referee watching that left foot all the way to make sure he stepped in.
So that breathes hope into Clear Lake. They were down and out, really. You saw no way they were going to get back in the game with the way they were struggling offensively. So they make a big play defensively and cut the lead. It's still a 3-score game, so you can't really say they're back in it, but it does give them a little hope.
Falcons called timeout here to consider the option as far as whether it's a 2-pointer or a 1-pointer. And Bob, I don't know where my NFL point differential sheet is, the one that tells you whether to go for 1 or 2. I think I loaned it to Larry Newman, and I'm not too sure I got it back.
Probably didn't.
I probably won't get it back either.
I'm going to say that they're going to go for 2, and here's the obvious thing. If they go for 2 and get it 31-15, then it is technically a 2-score game. So it would make to me it would make no sense not to go for 2.
They come out. Will Smith as quarterback. Deshaun Francis as tailback. Trip Arnold goes in motion to the right-hand side. 2 receivers to that side. Fakes the handoff. Smith throws it into the end zone. It is off the hands of his receiver, Casey Hall.
And that's a young quarterback for you, Charlie, because if we see this again, you're going to see a receiver in the back of the end zone wide open. And he never saw him. Number 3 is wide open. Look at him. He's still wide open. He never saw him.
Throw it to the outside shoulder, and nobody's going to touch it except the receiver.
Trip Arnold wide open, and the quarterback just never saw him. And I think that happens with young quarterbacks. They get locked in on a certain receiver and just really don't know what else is out there.
So it remains 31-13 with 9:44 left in the opening game of the 2014 campaign. Port Neches Groves in command, but like you say, the Falcons on that quick pick 6 definitely showed some defensive flair of their own.
This has almost got to be an onside kick. Less than 10 minutes to go. You're down 3 scores, and you know, your defense has done a much better job in this half, but still to be down 3 scores, 3 possessions, you've got to force it. You got to try the onside kick. Yes, if you don't get it, you're giving up good field position, and probably your last chance is gone, but they really don't have much of a chance anyway. I just don't see anything to lose, and I think PNG needs to have their hands team out there ready to go.
They're counting them all out there. As
let's see who's
Scott
up in
Marshall
front.
taking a look at them.
See if we can get a look at the numbers of the players up on the front line here.
I see a 2, a 35, a 10. Oh, yeah, the hands guys are out there.
Yep.
There's not a single number there above 40. I don't believe. Oh, there's a 43, but that's a fullback linebacker right there. Everybody's kind of cheating in. The diamond is in the back at the 20-yard line, so they're ready to do at least set up a wedge return there. But there's not going to be anything fancy. They just want to make sure that ball gets down there. There's the onside kick off the hands of the receiver, but it bounces out of bounds. Elijah Jones unable to hold on to the ball, but the senior D-back made sure it went off his fingers.
It was kicked a little hard for an onside kick, wasn't it? I mean, you just
yes,
you got to get out of the way and let it go out of bounds. I mean, no chance to get that one.
With just a few weeks of practice, they may not have gone over it many times. It's kind of like all the practice you normally have throwing a wet football. You probably haven't done that as much of a drought has been in Southeast Texas. Okay, guys, we're going to do the wet football when hurricanes are in the Gulf. You know, that's when we have to worry about it, but because there's an entirely different grip on that football.
Yeah, there is when a hurricane's blowing through.
First down and 10 for Port Neches Groves, starting at their own 46-yard line. Alphen looking to get back a little bit of that confidence, might be shaken a little bit after that pick 6. Rolls to his left, throws it over. Sparks catches it at the 50-yard line, make it the 49.
Sparks might be, he took a pretty good shot there. He's a little slow to get up.
Driven into that hard artificial ground here at
Horses throws a little short. Sparks does a good job bringing it in, gets drilled really hard by number 82 for Clear Lake, and that is Connor Murphy.
Sparks is coming out of the game. Going in his place is Cole Gerard. Number 26 lines up as the slot back here to the right. Hand off to Halphen. Little space up the middle, gets 3 yards. It's going to be second down and a long 2 to go. Third down. Thank you, Bob. Bob's holding 3 fingers up in front of me. He won't correct me in public, but I'll admit my mistake. Third down and a long 2 to go.
Easy to forget those downs. Some officials forgot one. Of course, I went to Missouri, and Colorado beat Missouri once on a 5th down that I still haven't gotten over because it was right at the end of the game.
Wow.
5th down was a touchdown. Won the game. Colorado went on and won a national championship that year.
Morris with the keepers trying to dodge forward there, but that's that quarterback draw that worked earlier. Did not work this time. He's held short by a yard.
Got to give Clear Lake credit now. They have really shut down, other than the kind of the long pass touchdown in the third quarter. They have really shut down PNG's offense this half.
Have another defensive lineman injured for the Falcons at the midfield stripe. Trainers from both sides coming out to check on him, and we've got a timeout going here.
Maybe we can get another look at that Bum Phillips trophy that I tell you, the PNG Indians would love to have their name. That'll be the first, whoever wins it will be the first one this year to win the Bum Phillips trophy, the Mid-County Madness game. And it just
now this Port Neches, the Mid-County Madness game is coming pretty much in the middle of the district.
October 17th.
October 17th. Now we will be seeing Port Neches Groves 3 other times. Got Port Neches Groves on the 17th, the Bum Phillips Bowl, and then Beaumont Ozen will come in on the 24th that we will be at. And then the last game of the season, Viter will come to play at Port Neches Groves. But you can see they've got a tough schedule.
Yeah, they do.
Here.
And he schedules tough in non-district. West Orange next week. Then they've got a bye. And then they play Chapel Hill, I believe it is, in Lufkin. They play Tyler, Chapel Hill, and Lufkin. And then they go in to the district part of their schedule.
And this district changed a lot, too. I mean, Little Cypress, Mauriceville dropped a classification. Livingston went to another district over to the west-hand side, but UIL did not do this district any favors. They sent a couple of real good schools out of Baytown.
So, yeah, the two Baytown schools, but I think everybody's happy to get Livingston out. That was just an awkward trip, tough place to go. And now there we go. There's our Bum Phillips Bowl trophy with the cowboy. That's a real cowboy hat. There's Bum Phillips hat on top of a gold football. Had to have this custom made at a trophy maker in Henrietta, Texas. Joe Vanderweg at Jiffy Trophy added that touch with the photo of Bum etched in. And it's really added something. A lot of excitement around that trophy. And Wade Phillips, Bum's son, former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, will be in Nederland the night of October 17th to present the trophy down on the field after the game.
And you mentioned, you know, the article in the football Spectacular Port Arthur News put out this last week that there's a particular story about Bum's passing. You and I were working the game that night.
Doing the game, yes, and word got to us, and but unbeknownst to us, so anyway, Wade Phillips, who keeps up with PNG because he played quarterback at PNG. He also had some Nederland ties. He was listening to the game on the internet, and the score was tied 7-7, and he got word that he was with his dad in Goliad, and he got the word that his dad had passed away. Score was tied 7-7, and had a quote from Wade in the story in our football section that said he thought that was the way Bum would have wanted it. His two favorite schools were tied in their 90th meeting when he passed away at the age of 90.
A good hand from the fans as Clear Lake's number 30, Casey Hall, is taken to the sideline. He injured his leg on that last play, and of course, just like with concussions, anytime there's a knee or a joint involved, they are very, very cautious nowadays about any injuries. So they go ahead and escort him on off. Now Clear Lake's going to be somebody else we see again here in a couple of weeks. They actually are going to go to Nederland, and we will be at that game on September 12th.
4th and 1. Adam Morris runs for it. Does he get it? It's going to be close.
Side judge has him at the 48-yard line, but and that is good enough for a first down. You can see that may be a favorable spot that he got there. First down and 10 for Port Neches Groves.
Yeah, where his knees hit to where the football was, it was really close, but he did get the good spot.
And Cherokee fires up, and the faithful clap here at the reservation.
And that keeps the clock running. We're moving down toward 7.5 minutes probably, but when the ball is snapped.
Morse hands off to Halpin, and he sees a spot on the left-hand side, dives forward for 7 yards of a gain before he's tackled by Nils Cosmo.
So Halpin just kind of grinding and banging away, and he may yet get to 100 yards. I think he's up around 70 now, and they're going to give him opportunities to run the ball as they're trying to eat the clock. Got a comfortable 31-13 lead.
Clear Lake safeties are really playing up tight now, and I wonder if the Port Neches Groves offensive coordinator sees that. They're only about 7 yards downfield now. They're even with that with the back judge there.
Going to see a play action
there
pass
it is
at some point.
Throws it to Sparks. No throw. That's Sullivan over there, swung down at the 19-yard line. One-on-one coverage over there, and Kaysen Sullivan got a quick pass from Adam Morse. Just tossed it on over there. Did the spin move.
Yep. Missed tackle, and he winds up getting 10 more yards before being hurled down.
Nathan Fox did that with one arm.
Yeah.
First down and 10 inside the 20-yard line. Port Neches Groves has 4 receivers to the right-hand side. An unbalanced line set up.
It's going to be Halfin. No.
And
he went the wrong way. They missed the handoff, and Adam Morse is standing there saying, Brant, where are you, man?
That's not the way the Statue of Liberty play is supposed to look. Where are you, son?
Whoa. Gosh.
Okay.
Whoa.
Delete that one from the highlight reel. I don't think the Booster Club wants to see that one.
Somebody went the wrong way.
Second down, 16 to go for Port Neches Groves. Audible comes in from the sideline. Morse makes sure everybody has it. Halfin fixes the pads, which got tore up on that last play. And Morse drops back to pass, looks deep, has a man open.
Got him.
Oh, just knocked it away.
Stripped out. Nice play defensively because it looked like that one might be another touchdown. Cody Langford making a play for Clear Lake.
If they hit Sparks in stride, he had the opening there doing that quick slant. He was inside of the defender, but the pass just a little too close to his body, and the defender was able to knock it away. Third down, 16. Clock stopped at 5:36.
Russian 3.
Morse rolls to his right.
Got him.
Touchdown, Sparks.
Well, Sparks does a great job of getting open. 3rd and 16. You're not supposed to be able to do that, but they did. Another touchdown pass for Adam Morse. Throws this ball on the run and just lays it out there perfect.
A well-thrown ball. You can see why the junior quarterback was picked over Kai Walker.
Well, I think it was a combination of the fact they needed a player in the secondary, and Kai Walker is a good defensive player. And so you strengthen 2 areas here because Kai Walker was put up some great numbers himself last year. But I really don't think anybody's going to be questioning this move after the performance that Adam Morse has put on here tonight.
Brant Dykes, the kicker, adds another one, 38-13 now the score.
Morse and Sparks both have some terrific numbers, and well, we talked about how hard it's be to pick an offensive a player of the game. And obviously, we got to break it down into offense and defense. We know Michael Hughes is the defensive player of the game, and Morse has got to be the offensive player. But Sparks has put up some big numbers too as a receiver.
I'm really concerned about, from a Clear Lake standpoint, where's Jordan Davis been here in the second half?
He really has not been a factor at all, has he?
Well, big number 19. I would have thought after last night's A&M performance, he would have been inspired enough to come out here and take advantage of the height and reach advantages he would have had over the defenders.
So that's 372 yards and 4 touchdowns for Morse. And Sparks, now I believe he had 10 for 103 in the first half, so he is getting up there. And
Dykes kick now. Another pooch taken at the 29-yard line, and the knee is dragged, so that's where the ball will be put into play by Clear Lake. So if you look at this as a non-district tune-up, Clear Lake needs to get their offense going. They had a great first possession touchdown where they just marched it down the Indians' throat, but then nothing until a pick six on the next to last PNG offensive hold.
Yeah, well, they still haven't done anything offensively since the first possession.
Smith fakes the handoff, pulls it down. He goes forward to the 36-yard line. It'll be 6 yards the hard way for that sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, Trey Rembert kind of comes up and delivers a pretty good body blow on the quarterback right there.
Second down and 4 to go. Bunch receivers on the left-hand side. That's probably the way Smith's going to go, and he just pitches it over to his running back. Good play there by the defense. There's a flag on the play thrown in, as number 25, Deshaun Francis, got stuffed by the cornerback. See what the call is. Probably holding. That's what happens a lot on those stretch plays like that. In the NFL, you don't put that many people over there and run a stretch play. Most of the time you want to run into vacant real estate, but in that particular case, the defenders read quickly that that was a quick pitch, tried to get across, and the wide receivers had no choice but to grab them.
Is this the first holding penalty of the night? I mean,
yes,
seems
sir,
like
it is.
all the penalties have been short, been 5-yard penalties. Been a remarkably clean game. We've had some turnovers now, but for a season opener, been a pretty clean game.
I think both coaches would be proud about that. Empty backfield. Smith throws it deep. Almost intercepted, and I tell you what, they were trying to get it to Davis, and Avery Murdoch cut in front of it. Should have had it, young man.
He read the quarterback's eyes. Here he comes, breaking on the ball. Just can't hang on.
They were trying to get the ball to Jordan Davis, and one thing about it, if you look down here at the bottom, there are two purple shirts watching Davis.
One jamming him at the line of scrimmage.
There's the throw to Trip Arnold. Does a little curl pattern, gets about 10 yards, make it 11 yards.
Fourth down, they probably got to go here.
Fourth down and 2, a little bit of a play action to Francis. Arnold gets 4 yards after catching the ball there. Indians playing a little bit of a soft zone. Incomplete pass over to the right-hand side, and the Indians will take over at the Clear Lake 38-yard line.
So we'll see if Adam Morse comes back out. 38-13, the Indians are leading. Just a matter of running the final 4:11 off the clock and celebrating win number 1. And that's a sad scene right there.
Yeah, anytime you've got that type of injury, and
hate to see anybody get hurt. A young man goes down in his first game of the season, and it looks like a pretty bad injury.
First down and 10. The Indians, Morse hands off to Cropper. Cropper goes forward, gets across the 35-yard line.
I think we'll see the Indians mostly run the football now if they can make first downs and run this thing on out and just finish off what has been an extremely impressive season opening victory over Clear Lake. Outstanding on the offensive side of the ball, outstanding on the defensive side of the ball. Adam Morse makes one mistake, but he's thrown for almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Audible comes in from the sideline. Morse changed the formation, and they hand it off to Cropper, and the backside pursuit, almost like they had 4 different angles coming in.
They're just selling out against the run now. You play fake, I believe you'd have a guy would be so wide open it might be hard to complete the pass. They know PNG's plan is just to run the ball. Now maybe PNG will, seeing what Clear Lake is doing, we'll pull back and throw it here.
Third down, 12 to go from just inside the 40-yard line. Again, Audible comes in from the sideline. 2 receivers to the right-hand side. Morse sets up to throw, steps back, pulls away from a defensive lineman, but he's tackled after a 2-yard gain. Gets to the 38, the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and 10. And he was looking to throw downfield, but
just could not get a chance to really get his feet set and get away. A Willie Pooch punt here.
Set up to run a play,
Well,
but let's see what they're going to do.
Actually, they'll back up 5 yards.
Yep. Somebody jumped.
McZeal out the player out wide left.
That'll take him back to the 43-yard line. Might make that pooch punt idea just a little bit easier to swallow. Clock resumes moving. Indians not only got to see their band march at halftime, they got to see their team play an excellent game against a 6A opponent. I dare say this is the first 6A that Port Neches Groves has ever played.
Boy, you really go out on a limb.
Going on a
sometimes,
limb there.
Charlie. You amaze me when you just stick your neck out like that.
Well, you know how it is.
Yeah.
I live dangerously.
Yeah. Just
Flag on the play as a pooch punt is returned out to the 22-yard line. I'm sure that won't be in the newspaper tomorrow. Do have a flag over there, and the referee are looking at things. Let's see what the call is. Well, it may just have been something on the field. I thought it was a flag. It was not. So they picked it up. First down and 10 for Clear Lake. Oh, it was a shoe. That was it. Looked like a flag. Shoe came flying through there. Cross action in the middle. And number 21, Nicholas McGee, the senior running back, showing a burst of speed as he gets 8 yards on first down.
looks like the final numbers on Adam Morse, Charlie, are going to be 27 of 36, 1 intercepted, 4 touchdowns, 372 yards. Not a bad debut as a starting quarterback at Port Neches Groves. In fact, I would like to see if you go out on a limb and say if that's the most yards any PNG quarterback has ever thrown for in his first varsity start.
I think that would be a fair bet.
I think it probably would.
First down pass to Murphy by Clear Lake. Inside handoff again to McGee. And the scrum moves forward 5 yards. It'll be second down now as we're under 45 seconds left in the game.
And I'm really wondering whether Brandon Faircloth is going to be happier about his offense or his defense.
Empty backfield. Smith throws it, has the ball knocked away from Murphy that time. Good defensive play there by Jordan Hargrave of the Indians. There's so much rain out there, their purple looks almost like West Orange Stark blue. Rain has been off and on all night. Third down and 4. Smith lays it up there. Oh, and that was almost caught, just knocked away by the defenders. A great effort by Clear Lake's Trip Arnold. And watch, he almost brings this ball in, finally knocked away at the last moment by the Indians.
Charlie, I'm going to slide on out of here and get back to the Port Arthur News and help out in the office. Enjoyed it. We had a good first one. Looking forward to seeing you next week for Memorial and Central.
23 seconds left, and here's a little hitch screen over to Matt Nance. Nance has the first down for Clear Lake Falcons at the 50-yard line. Clock will stop. 15 seconds left. Clear Lake looking to take a shot downfield here. Good little play here to Trip Arnold as he follows his blockings. It's about 3 yards after contact. Clock resumed once the sticks were set. Smith takes the ball, inside handoff to number 21, Nick McGee. McGee gets down the sideline, and that's the end of the ball game. Taken out of bounds at the 34-yard line. And for the first game of the 2014 season of the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience, Port Neches Groves Indians break on top, beating Clear Lake 38-13. For Bob West, I'm Charlie Jellin. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next week as Beaumont Central hosts or goes to Memorial.
Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, President of Universal Coin and Bullion. I've been helping clients nationwide for 15 years diversify with gold. And I want to send you a free copy of our award-winning gold guide to help you choose the best gold options for you.
Get the answers you need about gold. Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE. That's 866-822-4843.
Hi.
Hey, I heard y'all were making flipping loans?
That's right. 5 Points Awesome Loans have everybody flipping out.
I'm ready for my loan now. Watch this.
Wow. I haven't even told you we'll pay off 1% of your loan balance.
Get a new loan or flip an existing loan to 5 Point, and we'll pay off 1% of your new loan balance. 5 Point Credit Union. Money for loans right here at home.
Woohoo! I'm so flippin' happy. Watch this.
No, not necessary. Yeah.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur, or another university? Let's see. Lamar Port Arthur courses transfer anywhere in Texas or the country for that matter. Coursework is the same as anywhere else, and great savings each semester. And it's close to my home and my job. So why am I still thinking about this? I choose Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur. Change your future. Start here today.
Heart attacks affect men and women equally, and when they strike, denial can be a killer. If you're experiencing pressure, tightness, or an aching sensation in your chest or arms, then you may be having a heart attack. If so, time is of the essence. Do not attempt to drive yourself to the hospital. Call 911 for a professional EMS. They'll get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your accredited chest pain center.
I discovered Lamar University.
Close to home.
A place of my own.
With all the amenities.
Opportunities.
Engineering.
World-class science.
Professors who know my name.
That's what you get with a doctoral research university.
Hands-on research.
Or study abroad.
And it starts right here. Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Have you been thinking about diversifying with gold but don't know how? Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, President of Universal Coin and Bullion. As an award-winning nationwide dealer, we help clients get the answers they need to discover the beauty, security, and strength of gold in their portfolio.
Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. That's 866-822-4843.
Cars are as unique as the people who purchase them. And when picking one, every detail counts, right down to the stitching on the seats. So why should picking a car loan be any different? Whether it's a low rate or a low payment you're looking for, at Do Good we customize loans to fit your needs. And we'll make sure your lending experience is everything you want it to be. Easy, convenient, and hassle-free. At Do Good, you'll love your car loan as much as you love your car.
I'm registered for college.
Me too, and for the same classes, and I'm saving $2,000 a semester at Lamar Port Arthur. Then I graduate and transfer if I want.
Really? You can do that?
You bet. What are you paying for your education?
Quality instruction, great savings, and courses transfer. It's the Texas Common Course Law. Don't wait any longer to begin your education while saving.
I chose Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
When you think you may be having a stroke, remember to act fast. If you experience facial droop, if your arms are weak and your speech is off, then time is of the essence. A lack of blood flow to the brain can cause loss of functions that may never be recovered. Don't let it get that far. Call 911 immediately. A professional EMS will get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your certified primary stroke center.
I discovered Lamar University.
I looked at all types of schools.
Big ones, small ones,
Ivy League and private.
Then I found Lamar. Bistro-style dining.
Private bedrooms.
Close to home.
15 NCAA Division I sports.
World-class professors.
Who actually know my name.
Undergraduate, master's,
and doctoral degrees.
Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Great hunt today, Dad.
Thanks, son. For more than 15 years, I've helped clients nationwide make solid decisions about investing in gold so they can enjoy what's most important.
Discover the best options for you and your family by calling 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. 866-UCB-GUIDE, 866-822-4843.
Now is the time to learn about gold, so you have time to enjoy what's most important.